What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Lifestyle Athletics YouTube channel. Today we have a special one. Today we're going to be talking about the mindset of an athlete. What should the mindset be? How should we be looking at preparing for competition? What's the mindset to get you the best results? So let's talk about it. The first thing we're going to talk about here is building confidence. How do we build confidence so when the season starts, you're not worrying about where you are or trying to become like confident? How do we build confidence? So there's a 3-step or a 4-step process to building confidence. The first thing you want to do is to make sure that you're tracking your progress. That is the first thing. You want to make sure that you have an idea of where you are in training, what you have been doing, how you've been doing it, and how you're progressing. Because if you know where you're at, you'll be more confident when you hit the track. Or at least for me, that's how I look at it. I always try to have some type of tracking where I'm tracking my progress to know how I'm improving and how I'm performing. Always track metrics. That's going to be the first thing when we think about building confidence. The second thing you want to make sure that you're doing here is to make sure that you are doing some type of race prep, right? Don't just do general training. Make sure that there's some form of race prep, or make sure that we're doing like a test week or something where you're setting metrics, running close to max speed, tracking that, and then try to improve on it, right? You always want to have some type of competition rehearsal in training, and you want this to be happening all season. You cannot wait, even though nothing is going to beat actually going to a competition and competing and then knowing where you're at. But there's no harm in competition prep or using training to simulate like competition, right? That's going to be the next thing. And the last thing you want to do here to build confidence, you also want to make sure that you're doing some form of rehearsal for your event. Like for me, I do the 400-meter hurdle, so I always make sure that I'm doing some form of hurdle work where I go maybe to hurdle number 5. I go from the blocks to hurdle number 3, right? Some form of work close to my event or close to what I'm doing to help me to understand how my body feels when I get to a certain distance. You always want to make sure you're doing some form of prep work, some form of race prep work, and you don't want to wait till the season start to do this. You want to be doing this all throughout the year. I would start in the background season or general prep phase of training by running reps outside of your comfort zone and trying to maximize on those things, and do rehearsal in the background as well. Don't wait until the season starts to do some form of rehearsal. The second thing you want to do here is make sure that you're developing a good mindset around like self-talk. What type of story are you telling yourself? How are you talking to yourself? What phrase do you repeat in training to yourself? Like for me, I'm always like, I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm collective. That's what I always tell myself. I'm calm, cool, and collective. So you want to make sure that you're having a positive self-talk. Develop a positive self-talk with yourself. Don't be negative towards yourself. Don't talk negative. Don't say negative stuff, because that doesn't help you as an athlete, right? You always want to make sure that you're saying positive things, and you'll get positive outcomes that way. So develop a positive self-talk, right? Talk to yourself like, I'm preparing for competition. I'm calm, cool, collective. I can do this. Those are the things you want to be telling yourself if you're trying to maximize and be as confident as possible when training starts. You also want to make sure that you're building confidence through consistency. You want to make sure that you're showing up to training consistently. You're doing the core work. You're showing up to strength training. You're eating properly. You're doing all the necessary things to build that consistency, so when the season starts, you're more confident. You don't want to wait until the season starts, then you want to make changes, right? Now is the time to take it seriously. Now is the time to put in that work and try to build that consistency, so when the season starts, you don't even have to try anymore, because you have already laid the groundwork for all the stuff that you need to do in season, right? So you want to make sure that you're staying consistent with training. You want to make sure that you're staying consistent with showing up to the gym, and these are the things that's going to help you in the season. Right? I see a lot of times athletes wait until the season starts. That's when they want to they want to get consistent with everything, right? Then by then it's too late. So you want to make sure that you're doing all these things beforehand to help you to get the results you want. Remember, consistency is key, and consistent right action will get you there faster. So this is a key thing right here that a lot of athletes don't really know about. It's called reframing, right? So for example, you go to training and it's a test day, and coach said he wants a 45-second sprint, or he wants a 1 minute run, whatever he wants, right? And there's pressure there to think that, okay, if I don't do this a certain way, that means I'm not good enough. Right? What you want to do is reframe that into thinking that, okay, this is just another step to help me to get to my bigger goal, if that makes sense. Right? You want to make sure that every time there is something negative that's happened, you reframe that into something positive, and that will also help you to be confident as an athlete. You have to reframe the negative and turn it into a positive. Don't dwell on the negative because it doesn't help you, right? That's how you want to look at it. This is a big one for me. I like to build confidence off the track by going to bed at a good time, eating clean, staying off my legs, doing all the necessary things that I know is going to help me on the track, right? Make sure I'm hydrated, make sure that I'm eating clean meals, making sure that I'm staying on top of the necessary things off the track that's going to help me on the track, right? Because people think all you need to do is just show up to the track, bang out the workout, and then boom, track meet time come and you'll be all right. No, 5% is muscle memory. Once you're in shape, you're not hurt, you're up to a certain standard, you're fit, you're ready to roll. The other 95% is going to be when you're home, because you're only at the track for maybe like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours tops, right? That other 95% is, what time do you go to bed? Are you getting quality sleep? Are you hydrated? What type of meals are you eating? Who is your friend group? Are you out drinking every night? Like, these are the things that's gonna have to be in your control. And especially speaking as a athlete who I was in university, right? I was on that scene where I seen the athletes who didn't prioritize their social life, didn't prioritize that, like they didn't take the social aspect of training very seriously. Like they they took it for granted. They think they could party on the party every day, or party from Thursday to Sunday, and then show up to training on Monday, and they're just gonna kill the workout, right? And it's always the guys who were rested, didn't drink, didn't party, didn't do nothing. Those are the guys who got the best outcome. Not saying you can't make time to have a little bit of fun, but if you are an athlete who's trying to improve, and especially if you know that you're not the most talented, or you're not, you have to move or work a little bit harder than everybody else, why would you even put yourself in a deficit by doing all those things that's not going to help you, right? You want to make sure that you're doing all the things that's going to help you as an athlete. Last thing you want to do here is, make sure you have good people around you. You don't want people around you who don't understand what you're doing or don't support what you're doing, right? I always say that anytime you see an athlete who excels, they always have a good team around them. And when I say a team, I mean your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, whosoever is supporting you, your coach. You want to make sure that you have a good team around you, right? And your team is not there to force you to do anything. Your team is there to hold you accountable. So you want to make sure you have people around you who understand what your goals are and are trying to assist you in achieving your goals, right? And again, guys, my name is Roxroy Keita. I'm a two-time Olympic sprinter. I now run a track club. I am offering online training for anybody who wants it. So if you're interested in online training and you're trying to get faster as an athlete, reach out to me, send me an email, and we could get the ball rolling. And until the next video, it's Roxroy Keita here, and I'm out.